Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. I am so grateful and excited to be here. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for prioritizing yourself and your vision and your love and your growth and your spirit, all in the service of a better world. It's the best. I love the podcast. Every year in my annual review, I'm recording this at the beginning of 2025. It's 1 week into 2025. Feels like 3 months into 2025. Let me know if that resonates with you. But the energy is like, wow, the energy is insane. And I'm just grateful to be here. I was reflecting on 2024 and all of the good things and all of the things that were challenging, things that I want to double down on in the new year, things that I want to delete. And I mean, the podcast is like 10 out of 10, like 11 out of 10. Like we're doubling down on this because this literally creates so much joy and impact and magic. And yeah, this is my offering. So thank you for being here. I'm excited for another fantastic year. Today's podcast is really about a topic that has impacted my life so deeply. It was something that I didn't realize was like my superpower until client after client after client after client people said like, "Oh, this is the thing that helped me the most." And then I started noticing, okay, my friends, my family making comments about, "Okay, you are like really really healthy." Like you have amazing habits. And so I'm teaching on the how behind all of that because at the beginning of a new year, everybody wants to master their habits. And the reason people don't is because they haven't made them holy yet. And we're going to get into all of that. Holy habits is a term I coined in my signature program, 3D moves. So before we get fully into this transmission, I am leading a mastermind of powerful spiritual women who are mastering their holy habits in 2025. So if you already know that's something you want to do, go to the link in the show notes and apply. The energy right now is crazy. Like, I have no idea how long spots will be available. So, if you're like, I'm going to master my habits in 2025, I'm going to master my health, I'm going to master my wealth, I'm going to master the daily needle moving activities that are going to push my dream forward. I'm going to fall in love with discipline. I'm going to do it in a group of powerful women who hold each other in the matriarchy frequency. Healing knowledge skill, go apply literally right now. We're going to start at the end of January 29th, the new moon in Aquarius and the Lunar New Year. It couldn't be more divinely timed. I'm literally so excited and grateful and happy and just like, wow. Spirit is amazing. Spirit is amazing and rocks my world and rocks my socks to no end. Before we start the transmission, let us call upon the altar. The altar is how we say thank you in advance to Spirit. And the altar is an example of a holy habit before we even start the quote unquote transmission. So much of the problems and challenges and the negative in our world is because we stopped making offerings. We stopped living lives of ceremony. We stopped being prayers in motion and we became takers. The altar says, thank you in advance to Spirit. Thank you for the opportunity to live, to serve, to be, enjoy, to connect. Thank you for this podcast. Thank you for every single soul who is listening to this. And may my channel be a clean channel for something greater than me. That is the altar. And so I have red roses on the altar representing Mother Mary and the root chakra, safety, love. I have white dahlias on the altar representing purification and just the magic of the divine white light. I have snow. There's so much snow right now outside where I am, and it's been such an immense blessing, especially for me in the portal and the season of life that I'm in, really kind of in, not kind of, like in major transition reset mode. And water always represents and brings purification energy. Mother Earth cleanses with water. We are made of water, okay? And snow is water. So we have the magic of snow and a clean slate on the altar. We have an unscented white candle on the altar burning, bringing energetic hygiene to the space. Only our healed and ancestors and guides of the highest timeline and good of all are welcome in this space. And I have my moonstone, Aloha moonstone crystal that my dear sister Ashley sent me. This crystal came to me in a dream. And then I saw this she was doing a sale on her online shop, and I was like, that is the crystal. Just bringing in star codes and star frequencies and remembering that we're all galactic beings. And Mars energy, lots of Mars energy right now. Mars is the planet of war, aggression, action, and passion. We are bringing Mars energy to this podcast because it's all about passionate action in the deliberate direction of our dreams on repeat. And finally, the last piece of our altar is the element of air. Pluto in Aquarius is fixed air. We will tap into one another, the human ohana. We will tap into our power. We will tap into the power of our mind space through the breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through your nose. Bring a smile to your face, just the gratitude that you get to be alive today. Exhale out the mouth. Feel the heartbeat of every soul receiving this message. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top, and we're calling in the angelic frequencies, the very healing angelic frequencies, remembering that you are an earth angel, that you are on earth. You're an angel, though. And bringing that to every moment. Keep holding your breath because you can. Exhale out the mouth. Gently blink open your eyes. If you closed them, the portal is officially open. We are ready for the transmission. Let's go. How to master your holy habits in 2025. 2025, my deepest, I'm not hoping, okay? I'm not wishing. My deep intention and invitation for you to claim is that 2025 is a line in the sand year where everything changes for you. And I don't care if you have been someone who's been changing on repeat for years now, or if you just found this podcast today and you've been in a pattern of self-sabotage, self-doubt, being unhealthy, ghosting your dreams. I literally do not care who you have been up till this point. Every single day, every single moment is a chance to begin again. You are never obligated to be who you were even 5 minutes ago. I don't care what anybody says. You are never, ever obligated to be who you were 5 minutes ago. Every breath, the breath teaches us again and again and again, literally so much. It teaches us that every single breath is a new beginning. Trust the exhale. Let it go. Another inhale is coming. Another inhale is coming. Can you trust the exhale? Can you let go of the past? I can tell you right now, if you don't let go of the past, you will never have a future. You will cling to it and you create what you cling to. You create what you focus on. So today, how to master your holy habits in 2025, you decide that 2025 is going to be different. You are going to master your habits this year. You are going to master your health. You are going to master your wealth. You are going to master your dreams. You are going to go full throttle in being the real you unapologetically for your dreams and for a better world. Remember, the intention of this podcast is it's a portal for you to access ways, and we discover in different ways together, oh, how do we make a better world? How does that even happen? Literally, what are we doing? Raise your hand if you're like looking at the world lately and you're like, literally, what are we doing? It's there was a meme or some video many years ago, but I'm really dating myself now. I'm proud to be 33, by the way. 33 is actually my master year. That's my life path number is 33. Like, I have big shoes to fill in this lifetime. Um, if you're there was a meme or a video many years ago and it was like, what are you doing? And it was like this like sassy person like saying, literally, what are you doing? That's how, honestly, that's how God is looking at us right now. It's like literally, what are you doing? Humanity, come on. I got to make all these weird things happen. You guys got to manifest, dictators again because you have deep healing to do. Like, what's going on? So that's the intention of this episode. And if you've been feeling that energy, it's like, yeah, here's what I want to say about that. If you master your holy habits will hold you through the fall. Okay? Anytime you fall on your face, which you will, if you're living life full out, you will face plant, you will fail, you will get your ass kicked. Okay? If you've never gotten your ass kicked, you've never actually played the game. Woo! I should write that down. If you've never gotten your ass kicked, you've never actually played the game. That comes down to, I'm throwing my pen now. That comes down to that quote, that Teddy Roosevelt. The credit belongs to the man who's in the arena. A lot of people are going through the motions. They're not actually in the arena. You're benching yourself before you even start your own life. You're disqualifying yourself from your destiny before you even start. Don't do that shit in 2025. I believe in you. I don't care what anybody around you says. I don't care if you need to listen to this podcast literally on repeat to remember who the fuck you are. Let me be that person for you. Honestly, this is why people hire me. This is why people work with me. I walked into a yoga studio like 10 years ago and it was like 8 a.m. and I had already like swam 3 miles, done a strength training workout, like did breath work. I had already like booked a client and I show up at the yoga studio and I'm just like in this amazing mood. It was like I was like 8 or 9 a.m. It wasn't that late in the day. And I was like, it's just a great day to be alive. And the person at the desk, I still remember her. Her name's Allie. And she was like, you're just so positive. I wish I could just like put you in my pocket. And I'm like, actually, you can. That's literally my job. That's literally what I do. And it's so literal because, the walkie-talkie app that I use with my clients, we literally voice note back and forth, and I coach them like this in the daily moments. Shameless plug, if you want that, you go to the link in the show notes and work with me. Work with me one on one. Join the hive mind. Do some of my classes. But she was like, I wish I could put you in my pocket. And I'm like, that's literally my job. Like people put me in their pocket and they have their phone in their pocket and then they reach to their phone to get some positive juice from me. So yeah, if you want to put me in your pocket in 2025, you know what to do. Um, Mastering your holy habits will hold you through the fall. So it'll hold you through the fall when you face plant on your destiny path, which I face planted so hard in 2024. Yo, 2024 was literally the tale of two cities for Adrian. It was the best of times and it was the worst of times. Literally, I experienced more joy and more magic than I ever have living on Maui. And then I got guided off Maui, shattered my own heart to obey my intuition, and landed in a heap at my parents' house in the Midwest. And I was like, literally, what the fuck? Like I haven't spoken about this much because if you listen to the episode before this, which if you haven't yet, you definitely should. It's called Is My Medicine Ready? Is Your Medicine Ready? All about okay, what's my medicine to share with the world and how do I know if it's ready or not? And spoiler alert, you always have medicine that's ready and medicine that's not ready to share. So I actually struggled with depression for the first time in my life after leaving Maui. And it's like very, very strange for me because I've always been, and I tell you, I feel like myself again. And I'm so grateful. And you want to know the only way that I did? Through holy habits. Through holy habits and mentorship and community with people that fucking love me no matter what, that believe in me no matter what. Because between you, me, and the campfire, I love my family so much. And I've always been the black sheep. And so when I came back from Maui and I didn't really know what my plan was, the messaging I was receiving from family was basically, we told you so, because these were the people that when I said, hey, I'm moving to Maui, they're like, we're worried about you. We're concerned about you. Have you thought this through? You know, the whole thing when you go for a dream and everybody around you can't handle it. Um, or and it's not personal, it's literally their nervous system. It's not personal, it's their nervous system. So I was not expecting to share this. It's just coming out, it's just coming through. And I trust that someone out there, you need to hear this right now. Me, like literally the happiest person ever, like joyful, like my LLC is called Mindful Joy. And I was literally struggling with depression. I was and I it was just like I didn't feel like me. It all snowballed, you know. I felt really powerful. Okay, I'm trusting my intuition. I this is really hard. My heart's broken, but I feel powerful. And then when I was around all of this conditioning, it was like being kicked when you're down. Like, oh, we told you so. And I started to doubt. I doubted my path. It's classic hero's journey. I doubted my path. I faith planted the I was getting a lot of messaging and words and things, people around me telling me, scarcity, pure evil stuff, to be honest. The only way I'm sharing this because the only way I got through was my holy habits. There was days when I did not feel like getting out of bed in the past 6 months. Never in my life has that been part of my experience. And there's layers to it that are not ready. Hence my other podcast about the knowing if your medicine's ready or not. However, you need to know the importance of holy habits. Holy habits will catch you when you fall. They will hold you when you fall. Literally the days when I did not want to do. I did not want to do life, which is probably like the worst. That's the worst it could get in my book. Um, Not that I was having any kind of suicidal ideation or anything like that. However, I literally, there was one day I was like, if this is what people experience, like I can see how things get so bad for people, you know? It was honestly, I have never touched anything like that before. And it really, I think, gave me so much clarity and a deeper sense of compassion. And I'm going to be able to hold a way more potent, safe, deep transformational space. The days, though, you know what I would say to myself? Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. You know the holy habits work. You know they work. You've just got to, you just got to keep going. And if you're listening to this and you're going through a challenge right now, I want you to stop listening to this podcast and do two things. I want you to look yourself in the mirror and I want you to say, just keep showing up. I love you. And because I love you, I will just keep showing up. I will not quit. I will just keep showing up. I am loved. I am a child of God. And then the second thing I want you to do is sign up for my Capricorn breathwork class. Capricorn rules obstacles. So there's this thing that happens every time I lead a class or every time I lead a program or every time I gain a new insight that I'm meant to share with the world, I go through a major initiation with it. So, of course, I go through this major obstacle. And then I was like making the class and I was like, no wonder I feel called to make this class right now. And of course, it's during Capricorn season because people got to know how to move through any obstacle. Capricorn rules obstacle challenge, adversity, restriction, boundary. So the link to that is in the show notes. I digress. Breathwork will save your life if you let it. Breathwork will change your life if you let it. Holy habits will hold you when you fall. So holy habits will hold you in two ways. Hold you when you fall on your face, when you're living full out. They'll hold you to excellence in your daily life, which we're going to get to that. And they are going to hold you through the fall of civilization that we're going into. We are witnessing the crumbling of a civilization. Okay. I have soul mastery in this. I have done lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime during falls of civilizations. Okay. Um, Things are going to be extremely unstable. If you haven't listened to my episode called 2020 2.0 is coming, I'm giving you all the tea today. You got to go listen to that. Um, you become the certainty when you tap into your holy habits. So, okay, I kind of went off on a tangent. I'm just channeling. That's how this podcast is. So, how to master your holy habits in 2025? I don't hope this for you in 2025. I demand this from you. I'm summoning your greatness from within you. That's something I've learned a lot in this Capricorn portal, and what I'm going to be teaching is you summon emotions, you summon greatness. You dig down deep within when you feel like you can't, and you're like, not on my watch. I am powerful. I am strong. Okay? Holy habits. Your dream demands holy habits of you. If there's some dream you don't have yet, it's because your habits don't match it yet. And if you are a mystic who resists structure, resists discipline, if you're someone who's like, I just want to be free, I want to be in flow, you are never free without commitment. Commitment is what creates freedom. Structure is what creates freedom. The energy is the water. You can't drink water without a glass, though. Discipline is the glass. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence is not a virtue, it's a habit. Archilochus said that, one of the great Stoics. Okay? Every day you're investing in your future or you're stealing from your future. That's from me, yours truly. You are the sum total of the five people you spend the most time with. If the people around you are in poor habits, you will by osmosis be in poor habits. Or you'll be using all of your willpower to just tread water, which is a waste of your precious life force. You're not here to survive. You're not here to tread water in water that's not and never has been meant for you. You're here to thrive. You're here to self-actualize. You're here for greatness in your specific way. We don't rise to the level of our hopes, our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. When adversity strikes, we go down to our habits. This is why, and I'm not saying any of this to like toot my own horn or be like I'm so awesome and everybody else sucks. Like that's not what it is, but I am really really awesome at habits. I have spent decades and decades. I had a really baller successful career as a classical musician for almost 2 decades. That's it's actually more than that. I started when I was 4. Obviously, I wasn't getting paid at 4. However, I had my first paid gig at like 10, and then I played professionally till I was 30. So yeah, it was 20 years. That's all based on habits. Your technique determines your artistry. If your habits suck, you cannot make art. So when the chips are down, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your training. When you're in a high pressure situation, you don't rise to what you hope you would do, you fall. That's why 2020 was so exposing for people. And honestly, that's why a big reason why I thrived when most people had the like worst challenge ever because I had already been meditating for 10 years every single day. Maybe not 10 years. I think it was like 5 years at that point. The timeline's all messed up in my mind. I think it was like 5 years, but like I had been meditating for 5 years, never missing a day when COVID hit. So I had command of my mind through my holy habits that most people didn't have. So I was able to stay tapped into truth, tapped into spirit the whole time. People are like, how did you do what you did during COVID? I'm like, well, I honestly, first, I studied the astrology and knew it was coming. Second, I had amazing habits already in place. While the rest of the world, it was very exposed how they had never really, I was talking to one of my friends during this time that was an artist, and I was like, it's like very obvious that people, like most of the world, is like very, like they've never had a lifestyle where their income changes every month. And as an artist, that's just what it is. You're a freelancer, you're in the flow. It's entrepreneurship. It's literally like it's that magician. I've always been a magician, right? I call myself a life magician because I am. Like I make magic with life. I make my own opportunities. And so I'm just level like I'm very My holy habits are very regimented because I have a certain bandwidth for uncertainty that I leave for my creativity. I eat the same foods over and over. I do the same workouts. I'm very like specific about my schedule. Why? Because I'm not going to use my precious brain space to toward that. I have my holy habits on lock. All of my uncertainty and magical energy is going into creativity. Creativity of my art, creativity of things like this where I'm channeling, creativity where I'm serving my clients. Literally creativity making resource when I was an artist is like starting the month. I'm like, okay, how am I going to make rent this month? All right, let's fucking go. And I literally did that for, I don't know, 10 years. And honestly, that's entrepreneurship, especially when you first start out. I mean, I did have gigs that would be like recurring gigs. And of course, like one thing that I love about what I've created is the amazing clients I have. It's like once they enter my world, they never leave. So, like a lot of my clients, I've been working with them, some for 7 years. It's so amazing and fun, and I'm so grateful. Um, but none of that happened on accident, and it's a result of holy habits. And so got a little bit, you don't fall to the level you don't rise to your expectations, you fall to what you've trained for. So when the pandemic hit, I had been training for years and years and years. So I just fell to that. It's not like I didn't get rocked in some way, but it didn't rock me anywhere near most of the collective. And I actually used it. I sat down with my journal and I was like, I'm going to tell my grandkids a story about how in 2020, when the whole world shut down, I made dreams. And that's exactly what I did. I'm a woman of my word. And that's the key to holy habits as well, is like being a person of your word with yourself and with spirit. So my days don't happen to me. I happen to my days. I said that in my module of 3D moves, my signature program, the How to Hold Your Why, breathwork, astrology, and manifestation for New Earth creators. My days don't happen to me. I happen to my days. Every single day is a blank canvas to be painted on. So, this is the key of holy habits. Holy habits help me happen to the day. Otherwise, I'm in victim mode. Otherwise, it's like, oh my God, this is all happening to me, to me, to me. It's coming. Nope. I set the tone, and I set the tone through my holy habits. It's having command of your life. So, what exactly is a holy habit? I've channeled a lot on the energy, just what this means, but what is a holy habit? I was really, really getting clear on what has, in my reflection on 2024, I got very, very clear on what has helped all of my successful clients the most. I was looking at the most successful clients that I've worked with and what they all shared in common was the amount of deep, lasting change they created in their daily habits, in their daily health, in their daily ritual, in their daily routine for health, wealth, and the needle movers that push a dream forward. Okay. And I coined this term holy habits in 2023 when I channeled my signature program, 3D Moves, which, if you're interested in that, I'll put the link in the show notes. As a podcast listener, you get 20% off because I love you and y'all are loyal and amazing. And if you're considering the Holy Habits Hive Mind, do not purchase 3D Moves because you get that as part of the Hive Mind. So apply if that's you. A holy habit is a portal to the divine. It is a consistent ritual and ceremony that you do in your life that deletes any disconnection between you and spirit and you and your highest self. So, a habit is something you do again and again and again and again and again. You know, a lot of people have resistance. They're like, oh, I can't be consistent. I can't be consistent, blah, 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 blah. That's actually not true. You are incredibly consistent. You're just consistent at scrolling. You're just consistent at not doing the workout. You're just consistent at, oh, I know I should drink more water, but I'm going to drink another coffee right now. I'm going to take a drink of water now that I said that. What most people are consistent at is ghosting themselves. What's ghosting? When you literally just don't show up. You don't respond. And this, my friends, is the key thing underneath the thing. Everything is a thing underneath a thing. Have you ever noticed that? What's the thing under the thing? Sometimes I call it a sponsoring thought. I'm like, yeah, that's the surface thing, but what's sponsoring it? Who's sponsoring it? What's the capital behind that shit? And what it is, holy habits. What's the layer underneath it? How much you love yourself, how much you trust yourself, and how much you respect yourself. Because it's not we bring this back to a better world. It's not these grand, sweeping public gestures that change the world or change your life. It is these quiet moments between you and you that no one sees. That is why you love, respect, and trust yourself, or do not love, respect, and trust yourself. And this is why my clients quantum leap on repeat, because we go to the root of it. I'm not going to give you some template. I'm not, we've got to get into the nitty gritty of how do we traverse this moment differently? And when you make a habit holy, you choose better. Because a holy habit is something you do repeatedly to be in deep embodiment and celebration and honoring and worshiping of the divine. When I drink water, I'm worshiping the divine. I am hydrating my vessel. When I am hydrated, I am closer to spirit. That's why fasting is part of every single spiritual tradition ever in the history of time. People fast, go without, because they are deleting all distractions from the divine. Whenever you eat food that's bad for you, you are numbing out something that is blocking you from the divine. Okay, it all blocks you from the divine. Loving yourself as a piece of the divine and being in deep communion with the divine. Holy habits are portals. Every time I write, every time I do meditation, every time we do breath work, every time I show up for my health. And of course, I'm a triple Virgo, or I'm a Virgo stellium, Venus, Mars, and Mercury in Virgo. Okay, and my moon in Libra in the sixth house, which rules health and wealth. Well, not wealth, but health is wealth. You know, a healthy person has a million dreams. A sick person has one. They just want to be healthy. And this is a really big thing with New Earth is you only pour from overflow. I guarantee your next up level, you do not need to invest 10K in some business coach. You do not need to go get all these funnels or these templates what do you really need to do? You need to master your holy habits so you can love, trust, and respect yourself no matter what. This is the year for that. So, what is a holy habit? It's something you do on repeat. It's a habit that is a ceremony in motion to worship yourself and the divine. That's it. And making these choices. So, What blocks holy habits? Well, there's four specific things. The first thing is shame. The biggest thing that there's shame around, and what is shame? Shame is I'm a bad person. There's something wrong with me. I'm flawed. If people knew about this, oh fuck. And shame can only live and run your life in one of two ways. If you keep it quiet or if you share it with someone who will shame you worse. I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I had shame come up when I left Maui. And then when I was around people, they expanded that. Which what did that lead to? I literally just told you all in this episode that I struggled with depression for the first time in my life. Shame cannot live when you speak it in a room of love, of unconditional love. So that's the biggest thing is that the what blocks people from holy habits is the amount of shame. People have so much shame about food. People have so much shame about health, about their bodies. Like, yeah, money is a big topic, and yeah, sex is a big topic, but you know what's more intimate? I've never coached more intimately than with people and their daily health habits and their relationship with their bodies. And a lot of it does come down to like sex because so many of us, I have experienced repeated sexual trauma in this lifetime. So there's shame there, but every time I speak it, like I have no activation there anymore because the healing, I've done the healing. But if I were to have kept all that stuff quiet, that's when the shame takes over your life. And then you're like, well, I'm not worthy anyways, so why would I eat healthy? Why would I do that? And you forget who you are. You forget that you're a child of source. Shame is the biggest block to your holy habits. You're like it's like people who want to be healthier and lose weight, but they're ashamed to go to the gym. They're like, I'm overweight. I don't want to be seen in the gym. Or I don't know how to do the workout. And I have shame about that. So I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm just going to stay unhealthy because my shame is so strong that I am not going to do this thing that I know I need to do. That is the biggest block to your holy habits. And so I'm going to slay some shame. One of my coaches, Shoshana Raven, shout out. I just found her. I just found her like a month ago, and I was like, "You are an angel." Like I have been guided to you for so many reasons. Um, we got to slay that shame, and you know how you slay it? You share it with people that can actually hold it, and you heal yourself in breath work. It's not about bypassing emotions or anything like that. It's remembering that I literally do not care who you are, what has happened in your life. You can change your life. You are worthy. You are amazing. You are powerful. You can do any holy habit you desire. You just got to show up. And the first step is you got to move through that shame. Shame cannot be. And here's the thing, shame feels bad because it's a fucking lie. The things that feel good in life, they feel good because they're true. All of that big, bogged down, negative, honestly, it's evil. It's, you know what it is? When our brains get hijacked like that, it's evil spirits hijacking our brain and leveraging it against us. I see it all the time in shamanism. And it was wild that I experienced that. And I'm so honestly, it sounds weird to say, but I'm so grateful I did. when you get to a certain point on your path, even when things are darker than you could have ever thought, you you're grateful because you know the other side of these things. So, what else blocks holy habits? Your nervous system. That's why the work I do with my clients is so powerful because we get down into the nervous system so you can feel safe. The only thing you need to know about the nervous system, which is also the subconscious mind, is that it controls 95% of your decisions. So even if you release shame, your body would still be telling you it's unsafe to change. So that's why you don't follow through. That's why you start habits and fall off. All of that. It comes down to the nervous system. So you can do a mindset course all day long. You can hire a personal trainer all day long. You can get, that app to track your hydration all day long. You will not follow through on the habit if you do not enroll your nervous system to support you. End of story. It's not my opinion. It's science and literally years of full-time coaching and breathwork facilitating. What else blocks holy habits? Mastery. Okay. It takes time. Every single client that I have walked through changing their holy habits or starting holy habits or living holy habits, we've worked together for at least 6 months. Amazon Prime and all of that has really messed us up because there's this expectation of instant results. And people do this all the time and they don't realize they're doing it. But I have a lot of people reach out to me all the time to work with me. And they're like, "Oh, can we do just a month? Can we do this? Can we do that?" And I'm not going to lie. Earlier in my journey, I would do that. I would be like, "Oh, let's figure out what's the full body." Yes. And I think there's space for that sometimes, but like here's another thing about holy habits. It's not going to feel like a full body yes all the time. And you choose better. You're not going to feel like it and you choose better. It's going to be uncomfortable and you choose better because you choose short-term discomfort for the long-term gain. Okay? I don't go to the gym and do a workout and expect my whole body to change in one workout. I show up consistently for a few months. But here's the thing. If you don't do something for 90 days consistently without breaking it, you don't even have accurate data yet for what works and what does not work. So these moments where I did like 1 month coaching, I even did like, okay, I'm going to do a week of Voxer coaching. I think that was really powerful because people saw what's possible, but people didn't make the transformation because this takes time. And this is why my hive mind is 6 months long because it's like, it takes time. It takes 6 months to really lock in a holy habit in a long lasting way where it's just literally embedded in your life. Like, this is who I am. Okay. The last thing that blocks holy habits is community. If you're hanging out with a bunch of people that drink, you're more likely to drink. If you hang out with people that self-abandon, you're more likely to self-abandon. I literally, I've said this on the podcast before, but the moment I knew I used to relapse when I was around my family, for a long time. When I was getting sober earlier in my 20s, I would be doing so well. And I mean, honestly, the whole time that I struggled with substance abuse, I was always someone who ate healthy and went to the gym. It was really crazy. This is the power of having coaches because the person that you can lie to the most is yourself. I literally had a coach look at me one day and she's like, "Why do you think you're healthy when you do cocaine?" And I was like, I think I think steam came out of my ears. I thought I was healthy because I was like lifting and doing the meal prep and taking my pre-workout. And then I would just go get high. And I thought I was healthy. Um, the person you need to be the most careful about lying is yourself. We can all fool ourselves the most. That's why every single person, including me, needs to have coaches, healers, and mentors. Nobody has a 360 mirror on themselves. Community. Community. If you want to up level your holy habits, you must have a community of support. You must have people cheering you on. And not just cheering you on, but telling you to go bigger. You've got to get in rooms where you are not the most successful. You are not the most healthy. I was in a mastermind once and I was like, yes, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to expand my income and I'm going to expand my impact and all of these things. And turned out I was the highest earner in the room. And I got a lot out of that from other ways. However, like I wasn't getting pushed in terms of my income in that room because I was already way ahead of everybody else. And they made it seem like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And it's like, it was, but that wasn't my potential at all, you know? That was like old news for me at that point. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for 50K months. Let's do that. Um, so you have got to up level your community. Your community is either pulling you down or they're pulling you up. And stagnation is the same as going backwards. So I want you to scan your life. Are the people around you not just, embodying holy habits for themselves, but are they pushing you to be better, to grow, to remember more of who you are, to heal? So I already shared how it plays into the nervous system, but the last thing I want to share is like how to master your holy habits in 2025. I really want to speak into how does this play into your spiritual gifts? People are like, I'm too spiritual for all of that. And a lot of mystics, and you might feel this when I'm speaking. So if this is you, I'm not calling you out, I'm calling you forward, right? I'm calling you into the truth, into yourself, into your spirit, into your power. I don't call people out, I call people in. Okay. There's a huge difference. A call out is a gotcha moment, and guess what? It's coded in shame. That's the patriarchy. That's wrong. Okay? A call in is I'm calling you into your truth. I'm calling you into your power. Another way I like to say it is um call someone forward, stepping forward into their greatness. A lot of mystics don't fully commit to their human life. You're like, yeah, Earth is like weird and there's a lot of really messed up stuff here. I'm just going to be in the astral realm. I'm just going to be time traveling. I'm going to be astral traveling. I'm going to be jumping into all these different timelines. Like, you don't fully commit to your human life, and then you don't fully commit to your human body. Here's the thing I want to say so strongly, your body is the house for your soul. People say that your body is a temple, your body is a temple because it's true. Rare is the soul that actually treats your body as a temple. Do you treat your body as a temple? Do you treat your body as a house for your soul, or do you trash it? Like if I was house sitting for someone and someone told me like, "Hey, I'm going on vacation. I want you to watch my house. I want you to keep it. I want you to clean it. I just want you to take care of my house." I wouldn't like throw trash everywhere and spill things and not clean them up and bring a bunch of toxic things inside. No, I would take good care of the house. And yet, so many people trash their own house for their soul. Every time you eat food, you know that's hurting your body. You're trashing your house. Every time you allow toxic people in your life and your around your physical body, you are trashing your house. Every time you feel that intuition and you override it and do the opposite, you're trashing your house. Okay? This is huge. And here's the thing, if you are someone who has spiritual gifts, which we all are, your spiritual gifts will never come fully online and you will never make dreams in the 3D world if you do not have a clean, pristine temple. And it's not about perfection. It is about my body as a temple and I worship my body through my holy habits. If you don't have a clean house for your soul, you don't have a clean channel, you don't have a clean gateway to spirit. There's a reason why all the, sugar and alcohol, and if you don't move your body, there's a reason why there's brain fog and cloudiness, and you feel unclear and you're like confused and you have doubt. It's because your temple is tampered with. It's dirty. It's been trashed. So if you're like, I can't hear my intuition, what are you putting in your body? Are you doing breath work? Are you actually living holy habits? How does it play into your spiritual gifts? It defines how and if you steward your spiritual gifts on earth. Way too many mystics I work with, you have these amazing, amazing gifts. And then when it comes to anchoring it in the 3D, you're like, I'm out. That has to change. That must change. And here's the thing, no one ever has to do anything, right? We live in a free will experiment. Your dreams demand this of you, though. There are things that are required of you to get certain results, and this is one of them. So, I love this episode. I love this topic. I could talk about it all day long. How to master your holy habits in 2025. I really hope this served you. I hope this was a loving kick in the booty for you to have the most amazing year yet and actually master your habits once and for all. Health, wealth, daily needle movers, literally anything you want to improve, you can improve when you bring it to this perspective of being a holy habit. Now, if you've been listening to this podcast and you're nodding your head and you're like, yep, 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 this is me, this is me, this is what I need, you should join the Holy Habits Hive Mind. Okay, this is an intimate space. It's for 10 people only. It's a 6-month space. And it is for 10 powerhouse spiritual women who are committed to mastering their holy habits in 2025 and doing it the New Earth way. We're going to be doing breath work. We're going to be having coaching. There's going to be a daily Voxer where I'm going to be coaching you all in a group. And guess what? Like the spirit guide for this is the honeybee, is the bee. This spirit guide came to me in 3 dreams. I was not planning on doing this hive mind. And yet this spirit guide came to me. When I'm talking about holy habits and your spiritual gifts, this bee came to me in dreams, this bee came to me in meditation, this bee came to me in breath work. And I was like, I gotta listen to this bee, man. Like my channel is speaking so strongly. And when spirit gives you an assignment and you don't do it, you're not being a good steward. And then God stops giving you ideas because you don't do the idea. You know what I'm saying? If you want more on that topic, you should definitely read the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. It is excelente. But this bee kept coming to me. And then I started seeing bees everywhere. It was like I watched this movie about Greece because I'm going to Greece in 2025, and there was like all of this like bee art in the background. And then I started seeing bees like everywhere on social media, and I started seeing like just everywhere. The synchronicities were insane. And I was like, okay, I hear you loud and clear. Here we go. Because I got hive mind like a month ago. I was like, oh, I think one day I'm going to have a program called Hive Mind. I don't know what it's going to be, but that sounds cool. And then I was like, this is now. People need this now. So if you are a spiritual, mystical woman, here for New Earth, and you're like, I want to master my health, wealth, and daily needle moving habits. You want to master your holy habits in deep community, in ways that last in 2025, you should be in this group. So the application is in the show notes. And the really, really, really cool thing about this is the investment is half of what I charge for one-on-one mentorship. So if you are someone you've always wanted to work with me one-on-one, and honestly, all of my containers, the price requires full commitment. The price is a frequency and it's a filter. If people are not willing to invest in a certain level in themselves, I know we're not a fit. They won't get the transformation. And also, like, I'm an amazing mentor. Like, there's a frequency of this exchange, right? But this is half the investment of one-on-one mentorship. So it's full commitment and it is more accessible than one-on-one mentorship. So if this is you, oh, P.S., we're going to have an in-person dream day together. I think it's going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. Um, I haven't landed fully on the location yet. I'm going to see where everybody is that signs up, and then we're going to choose the location. We're going to have at least one dream day because in person is really, really important for 2025. So if this is you, if you're like, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm in, I'm gonna apply, like literally go apply right now because there's 10 spots open and I've already got applications. I've already got people interested. I've already sent out personal invites to my longtime clients. Okay. Fill out the application today and I will be in touch. All right, amazing souls, go out there, be the change, be the light, be the real you, make a stranger smile because that's what we do here. And it charges the whole field with magic and joy and limitless opportunity. Master your holy habits in 2025 on purpose and watch your life explode in magic for your dreams and for a world we're proud of. I love you, and I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.